What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. Let's talk about Terra Luna Classic a little bit, because if you don't know, there's a proposal out right now. This proposal is to kind of implement a 1.5% burn tax currently, and I'm in big favor of this. The reason why I'm in big favor of this proposal right here, to set the tax at a 1.5%, 1.2% burn tax, 0.15% for the community, 0.15% for staking. The reason why I'm a big fan of this is because we need to bring burns back. CZ has said it himself, which a lot of people like to take, not out of context, but not understand the full meaning and what he has said prior to that or after that. And he stated that the 1.2% tax will not work. Asterisk that's there, right? Continuation of that conversation. He said that the 1.2% tax will not work as long as there are other options to do so at a cheaper rate. So if we understand that he wasn't going to implement the 1.2% burn tax because he didn't want to burn off his entire supply, burning off his entire supply and watching KuCoin move up the rankings and how much they have in Terra Luna Classic as Terra Luna Classic explodes, if they burn off 1 trillion of their 2 trillion, they're burning off half their supply. Terra Luna Classic, KuCoin over here is now rising because they hold 300 billion coins. And now instead of 2 billion or 2 trillion versus 300 billion, you now have 1 trillion versus 300 billion because they decided to burn off their entire supply that they spent money on, right? So even though they're doing this tax, they're also hurting themselves by doing this. And it kind of sucks, right, for them. So that's why it would not work, as CZ said, right? It would not work if there are other options to do so that are cheaper. Now, if we get that implemented across the board, then we could see it burn. We could see it burn and continue to burn, and it will be fully implemented. But when it comes to on-chain, we have to make this move first. Why would exchanges decide to implement a 1% tax if we're over here at a 0.5% tax? Please tell me. They won't, right? Because that moves all volume, to on-chain rather than being off-chain. And now you're looking at a better situation where you're seeing all of this volume happen on-chain, and exchanges don't want that. They care about their bottom line, right? So I've seen some comments as I put out different videos on Twitter, which I'm pretty sure I'll put this video out on Twitter as well. As I see these videos on Twitter, there's a lot of comments where people are like, I hope you're not being paid for this. I'm not being paid for it. I'm doing this because I understand popularity. I understand where Terra Luna Classic will go if we have the burn tax. There is no other thing that has been created or pushed out there to burn off the Terra Luna Classic supply. And for all the people that are against burning, why? Please tell me why. It's not supposed to be utility, and it's not going to be utility. What it's going to be is a way to recover Terra Luna Classic. The people that are, basically saying, no, we don't want to do burns, or I don't want you to support burns, and trying to use their voice to do that as well. Let's picture this. Terra Luna Classic is drowning out in the ocean. We have a life preserver. We're about to throw it. They're grabbing that life preserver and saying, no, let them swim for themselves. Let them find a way back up onto the boat. And that's obviously not the right thing. Terra Luna Classic can't swim. It needs the support, right? We're trying to throw the life preserver, but somebody's trying to hold us back. That's not the right way to look about that. We need to make sure we all come together and understand what the main goal is. The main goal is to burn. We can all agree upon that. If we see a lesser supply, we see a better opportunity to support USTC, right? We see a better opportunity to have that algorithm in place. We see a better opportunity to add more money to the community pool, add more money to staking, have more ability to staking, have more flow that's happening on chain as well as off chain. So if we have all these things that could benefit from burning, why are we not doing every single bit of burning that we can do possible, right? I don't understand that at all. And it's honestly really, really disappointing to see people with tens of thousands of followers that want to stick to a certain narrative, maybe because they hate some people that create proposals, or they just dislike people, or they dislike the thought of burning, or they want to be the savior of everything. I don't know, right? There's so many people that are out there, and I'm not trying to throw shade on anybody. What I'm trying to do is make sure the entire community gets on the same page. We cared about burning from the beginning. Burning down that supply was the goal, was the mission. And we had a 1.2% burn tax that was doing wonders, I might add. And then it was taken off the board by a proposal because the volume went down, knowing that the volume decreased because of staking hitting kind of its limits, right? As people were staking and we got to a level of, 800 billion, it started to hit its limits and started to slow down. Also, the markets were starting to slow down. So less volume was going in on chain and off chain. And people were like, what's going on with the volume? Well, we don't really have a reason to move things on chain, off chain, maybe because we have a lot of trading that's going back and forth in a popular position. But on chain, we have no reason to do anything on there. But if something is done on there, we still have the 1.2% tax, which could do so much. It could burn a lot. However, that was taken off the board to get changed for a 0.2% tax because that made a lot of sense, right? Because Binance was doing a 0.1%, not tax, but 0.1% basically of their fees, right? Their fees are like 0.1%. And they were taking their fees and burning them off, and they're still doing it. Binance understands the mission and understands that burning is the way. We as a community just need to find the right way to do that. And I think the best way to do that is to have a full sacrifice with every single person. Basically, it only has to be 1.5% of whatever you buy. If you already bought, then it's 1.5% of what you sell. If you haven't bought yet and you're about to buy, it's 1.5% when you buy, 1.5% when you sell, right? That's very simple. It's not going to make or break your overall position. Short term, I don't think it'll make or break your position because nobody's day trading on chain anyways. But then when you day trade off chain, it's going to be a standard process as long as we can get this message across to exchanges. The reason why we can't get this message across to exchanges and why I keep, failing at trying to reach out to these exchanges is because there are people with a big following that will not support this for some ungodly reason that I don't understand. And it'll come down to, burning's not a good use case. It's not meant to be a use case. It's meant to be a recovery mission. A life preserver is not a great way to learn how to swim, right? But you know what? It'll save your life if you're out there drowning. So I don't understand why that narrative comes up. I don't understand why people will say, the repeg will do so much. We've seen so many proposals and nothing has been implemented. And it probably won't be implemented, right? You can do a incremental repeg all you want, but most likely as you see those pegs at certain levels, you have large holders in USTC. You have USTC that's probably going to get hit by a lot of walls. And when it gets hit by those walls, what is Terra Luna Classic going to do in order to support it? It's going to mint more coins in order to support it. Well, that's going to bring us back to the same situation that we're at. Are they going to use a reserve? Well, right now we don't even have a reserve. So we need to find a way to get there. And the best way is to burn Terra Luna Classic USTC. In my opinion, this proposal is the way. Currently, it's at the proposal is at 64% yes. You have 28% that says no with veto. You have 106 billion that has gone through 16%, and you're looking at a yes vote as of right now. You have a couple that are abstained. I don't really know exactly who. I would have to go and check on my phone. For some reason, it's not really giving me that data, but that's where we stand right now. We have to vote yes. We have to vote yes. 100%, it has to be a yes. And I want people to get on the same page and understand where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to throw shade on anybody. I'm not trying to hate anybody. I really don't. I want the whole community to come together. 100% come together, understand how we burn, understand the next step to the mission, not backtrack. Every single time we implement something, this is our problem. We backtrack, right? 1.2%. Oh, well, you know what? That's not working. Let's backtrack. Let's go to 0.2%. Well, 0.2% is not working. Let's backtrack. Let's go to 0.5%. Just stay at 1.2% and then work on the other side of it where majority of the volume is. I'm not saying that on-chain doesn't matter, but right now it doesn't matter because we have the largest amount of volume that's going to create the burns that if we find a way to get them to implement it, it could be huge for Terra Luna Classic. But we have to come together in order to do this. Does that make sense? Hopefully I'm not speaking too harshly here. I really don't mean any shade to anyone. And if you take it that way, I apologize. I really just want the community to come together so that we can burn down this Terra Luna Classic supply and get us to that value of $1, $2, $10, $100. And if people sell, oh well, they sell. That's the part of investing. That's the part of investing that we all love, right? If people are selling at some of these higher points, that means that we're seeing success. And as long as we continue on that road, we'll continue to see that success. And we'll see less people hold more amounts, right? So we'll see more people hold less, which is really, really healthy for an overall cryptocurrency. That's my opinion. Hopefully you guys deal with it. Hopefully you guys understand it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this one. If you guys want to go and check out the proposal, go and check it out. Vote yes. All nodes, whoever else can vote that has a large majority share or large majority validator, definitely vote yes. Let's see this thing through. Let's keep it the way it is. We saw improvements with the 0.5%. We can see improvements with the 1.2% and the funding that goes here. And then we can start to work on these exchanges and we can all come together and go, okay, what exchange are we going at next? What exchange do we want to contact right now? All of us move over to KuCoin. Let's talk to KuCoin. Let's have a conversation. Let's at them. Let's send DMs. Everything we can do in order to say, look, this is our plan. And if you want to help us out, we would greatly appreciate it. You know, this is where we stand. We want you guys to do it. You don't have to implement it right now. You just have to agree to implement it at a future date as we get other exchanges to implement it as well. Right? They don't have to do it by themselves. They're not by themselves. And we expect a lot of other exchanges to be on board as well. Guys, I'm going to get out of here and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.